Hey guys, what is up? Your boy Vertex, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of story time. Now, believe it or not, this is my fourth time trying to record this fucking video, and it's been fucking up each time because I keep on accidentally naming names, and I ain't trying to do that. So, for this video specifically, instead of naming them special names, I'm just gonna go call them what they were. So whatever. Let's get right into it. So this day starts as a pretty normal day. I skipped the first period, hung out in the parking lot with the boys. We were fucking smoking up in the back of my friend's car. Not weed, just Nick, but fuck. So I'm pretty chilling. Like I'm thinking today's gonna be a good day. I go to my second period class, which is history. That's not really important, but oh well. So I'm sitting there. Me and my friend, we're doing our projects for in class. We're trying to do historic events and shit. And so I get up. I like I get up, I fucking grab some shit, start working basically. I'm really fucking like, hey yo, I want to rip my shit, and I asked, hey, can I go to the bathroom real quick? And she's like, no, not until halfway through the class. That's when you're allowed to leave. And that was like fucking 15 minutes away. So I was like, you know what? I pull my shit out. I put it in my fucking sleeve. Take a fat rip. Hold it for like fucking a minute, then push it the fuck out into the desk, what was remaining of the cloud. She didn't see me there. That's not how I got caught. I put it in my pocket, like my sweatshirt hoodie pocket, that had a hole in it. I didn't know it had a hole in it, which is not something I'm happy that I forgot. So I go to stand up again to go grab a fucking packet that we needed for the project from the front of the classroom. I didn't notice this, but my shit fell out while I was doing that, and it was currently lying on the ground in front of my desk. So as I'm walking back, my teacher's like, "Hey, you should pick that up." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, whatever that is, isn't that yours?" And I look down, I see my shit. I'm like, "Oh yeah, thanks." I pick it up, put it in my pocket. She's like, "What is it?" And at this point, I'm shitting myself. I'm like, "Oh, it's a highlighter." And she's like, "Oh, can I see it?" And I'm like, why do you want to see it? What's the matter? And she's like, oh, I just want to see what it really, I just want to see what it is. And I'm just like, uh, no, you can't see it. She's like, why? If it's just a highlighter, what's the problem? And I'm like, oh, nothing. It's nothing. And she's like, all right, if you don't give it to me, I'm gonna have to call the principal. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm telling her, all right, that's fine. So she gets on the phone with the principal, and as she's talking to him, my friend, who we're gonna just call my friend. No, we'll call him Vince. I feel like I could get away with that. Yeah, we'll call him Vince. So Vince, he had this like big ass fucking puffy jacket on, and he put it in the. He's like, "Hey man, I can take it for you." And so he took it and he put it inside one of the internal pockets that's like kind of like hidden because it matches everything. He takes it, puts it in there, and then literally 30 seconds later, the principal pulls up. He's like, "All right, you're gonna have to come with me, Ben." And I'm like, "Fuck." So I start going with him. We get to his room. He's like, "All right, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. Where's your highlighter?" And I'm like, "Ah, shit, it might be in my bag." So he's like, "All right, let's go grab it." He comes with me. We grab the shit. He brings it back. We check it. Oh, it was yellow, right? It's not in here. And I'm like, yeah, let me check my pockets. So he's like, no, no, I'm gonna do. He fucking pats me down, starts searching me, searching my bag. There's nothing. He's like, so where is it? And I'm like, there's a hole in my pocket. It must have fell out on the way here or something. And he's like, oh, okay, okay. I'll tell you what. You have until the end of next period to find it, or you're gonna be in trouble for lying and hiding things from us. And I'm like, what? That's not fair. And he's like, that doesn't matter. You either have to prove that you're telling the truth, or you're just gonna have to deal with the consequences of what we think you were doing. And I was like, so what do you think I was doing? He's like, who knows, Ben? And I'm just like, oh, fucking great. He's an asshole. My fucking principal was such a cunt. I can say that. That's not a bad word. Well, it is, but shut up. Anyway, so I'm freaking out. The next period we had was something called advisory. It was basically a period you go sit in a classroom with a teacher and they can help you with schoolwork and basically just fucking sit there. Now, what I did, and most of the time I always did, I'd sneak out. with the school and go skip a period because we're supposed to go to that. You don't have a choice. But I decide I'm gonna give myself a choice. So I dip out the back. I go to one of my friends who has a car. I'm like, yo, I need your help. He's like, okay, yeah, man, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, look, if I don't show him some shit, I'm about to be in trouble. I need you to take me to the store. He's like, all right, do you have any money? I didn't have money. He brought me to the store. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm all good. So he brings me to the store, and he asked me for money because he didn't want to pay for my fucking shit, obviously. So he brings me there. I walk in. I grab a fucking 4-pack of highlighters, stuff her in my pocket, get out the back door, well, not back door, but the fucking door, and I thought I was fucked, but apparently they have shit for security, so I dipped the fuck out, and yeah, I had 3 extra highlighters that year, but, so, I got brought to the fucking, school again, to make sure I was there, able to show them all the shit. It's the end of the period. I go grab my actual shit because I figured they weren't gonna search me. Right before I go in, take a fat rip, fucking carcinogen courage, whatever, smoke one, and get the fuck inside before he can see me. So I get in. He's like, "All right, it's the end of the period. Do you have it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's right here." He's like, "Oh, okay." And I made sure before I brought it in, I like cut the tip a bit. I got it dirty by rubbing it on like black and dirty shit. And so he's like, all right, all right. Huh. All right. Well, I guess just go back to class. Don't skip any periods because I did it often. He's like, look, just behave for the rest of the day and we shouldn't have any problems. I don't want to see you in here again today. I'm like, all right, I got you. So I proceed to walk fucking back down to the classroom because he, was making sure I went. He sent the fucking little teacher's aide. I walk in the classroom. 5 minutes in, I'm like, hey, can I go get my stuff from my locker? Because I brought nothing with me to class. She's like, oh, of course. This, again, different class, different period, different teacher, whatever. I snuck out the back of the school, went to my friend's car, we went driving around and smoked. Yeah, fun moments. Genuinely, one of those things that I'm so happy I got away with, but I got in trouble like a few months later for the same thing, twice as bad. It also ended pretty well because, well, I made a deal with a big fucking principal boy, but still could have gone so bad. But well, that's gonna be a story time for a different time. This is Benny Boy Vertex. Have a good day. And real quick, I do want to just say again, I understand this story time's probably not the greatest. There's definitely I could have done better, but you gotta understand, this is like my 4th or 5th time trying to record this fucking video, and I keep messing up, so I'm just gonna be happy that I completely finished talking about everything. Anyway, yeah, it's been your boy Vertex. Have a good day.